because Gibb and Rosenthal are seeded number 11 here, and that is how it is sometimes. And we're going to get a match of some consequence here, I would think. This is the final. And of course, Rogers it is to serve. Rosenthal, and that's Gibb again. I mean, Gibb is a big powerhouse, I tell you, from when he gets up against the net. He's a powerful man. His first appearance on tour, 2005 World Championships. He was then partnered by Stein Metzger. They were 13th in Berlin, joined his present partner in 2006. The man that's serving now, Mr. Rosenthal. Rogers then, Dalhausser. Oof, I say. Well, as I've said right the way through this latter part of the tournament, they do tend to serve to Todd Rogers so that he gets the third hit, because they try and keep Dalhausser away. His height and power spikes, well, are legend, really. They say he's got a weakness, but I'm not sure where. They say it's his passing, but I'm not even sure that's right. He's had a few of those as well in the tournament thus far. A few serves into the net, which has given a point away. So Gibb and Rosenthal 2, Rogers and Dalhausser 1. And this is Jacob Gibb. 5th in the Beijing Olympics, 9th in Shanghai last year. They've had some indifferent performances. He's going into the crowd. No, he's not. I tell you what, Sean Rosenthal really wanted to take that one. I think if the boards hadn't been there, he'd probably got it. 2-all. When you look at the way in which the big man here prowls at the net, it frightens most people. He grew up as a tennis player and a baseball player, incidentally, but then more recent years has turned to beach volleyball. Debuted in 2003 in the AVP events, eventually convinced to join Todd Rogers in 2006. He won the world title in 2007. Here we go. Gibb Rosenthal, and that was in off the block. Well, they're not afraid, and I was talking to Todd Rogers earlier, just before the bronze medal match, and he said, hey, this pair are tough. They're a tough pair. Gibb and Rosenthal. So this is a very high quality match. A little dink and it's too long. Oh no, I disagree. That's quite. I'm just trying to work out which way that's gone. Actually, the scoreboard is showing 3-all. I think there was a disagreement between the line judge and the referee there, but nevertheless the end result is 3-all. With Dalhausser to serve. Big service this time. It's way underneath the net. Of course, Gibb had no chance. And with the 7th point reached, we then have a side change. Well, when I looked at the way in which Jacob Gibb and Sean Rosenthal played earlier on in this tournament, I thought, well, Rosenthal began playing on the circuit in 2003. He had a partner called Lawrence Witt on that occasion. They had one tournament together in Los Angeles. They were 25th. He's come on a lot since then. Gibb gets that. Rosenthal, beautiful set. Little dink, and that at the end goes to the advantage of the team in blue, Jacob Gibb and Sean Rosenthal. They're both from the United States. The team in white are the world number 1. Had 9 tournament wins in 2010, becoming tour champions, Olympic champions. They've done most things in this world of volleyball on the beach. They nearly got that was good stuff, actually. I just have a feeling that Gibb and Rosenthal have a real belief that they can win this, although they will know in terms of reputation they're not supposed to, but it doesn't always go with the script. Rogers it is to serve. Rosenthal, Gibb. Off the fingers, I think. Yes, it was, yes, the referee indicating above the net. So that's 5-all, nothing in it. There are 4 very tall men out on the court at the moment. Oh, beautiful dig and lunge by Rogers. Good response by Gibb. He's got to hit this third one over though, and it's long. He was leaning backwards when he hit that though. There wasn't a lot of control. He was having to move back to the ball and got under it rather than over it. Couldn't put any topspin on it to bring it down. He was really in a defensive mode, just trying to get the ball back there. But Dalhausser has it at 6-5. Was good from Rosenthal, and Rosenthal has it. Rosenthal hits the corner. That's a beautiful, well placed and well judged piece of play. Big crowd here. They've flocked into this stadium to watch the final stages of this men's championship, this 2011 World Swatch Tour, and what a tour it promises to be again this year. Oh, and that's an error from Jacob Gibb. So Gibb over the top. That is an end change at a side change at 7 points each. You know, this is well, I was just looking down the race. This is the 25th anniversary of the FIB Swatch World Beach Volleyball Tour. It's very, very successful. Very successful. Rosenthal, Rogers, Dalhausser, the big man off the fingers. Good recovery. It's gone back. Now then, oh, the big man's at the net. Oh, well, the blocked, but it was out. Blocked, but it was out. So, now then, Mr. Dalhausser, just watching that again, off the block, look, and out of court. Oh, it's too long again. Well, we saw this in the semi-final actually, that Phil Dalhausser had 2 or 3 in the net and a couple of long serves. So if there is a weakness, that appears to be it at the moment, although it's said that he is the best all-round player in the world and that probably his passing is a little suspect, but not that I've recognised it. Oh, that's a great recovery too, Rosenthal's spike. Oh! It doesn't come more emphatic than that from the big man. Bill Dalhausser prowling, settles at the net now. Rogers to serve. It's 9-8. The defending champ, or not the, they are not the defending champions. They are the world number 1. Oh, and that's always so difficult to recover. And then the long smiles all round there, particularly from Rosenthal there, because that was a sloppy piece of play and he knows it. And Gibb and Rosenthal facing another service from the Olympic champions. Rosenthal, little dink. No, it's out. It's out. Misjudged it. And that's 11-8. First set, all to play for. Still anyone's match this. It's too early to tell. Only 3 points between them. Look at that little dink service. Much control. It's not about power. It's not always about power. But you know, when you look at this team in white, the number 1 team, top seeds, they have such great understanding, and despite that little fault there, they've got great dexterity, both of them. They're big, powerful men, but they can be dexterous too. Rosenthal attempting the aggressive service. That'll be a side change then at 12-9. And we've got a technical timeout, and that technical timeout, as the score adds to 21. And the rakes are out. The girls come out to entertain. What else would you do? Crowd enjoying the flags. Deceptively strong looking wind, strong wind. It's not. It's only about less than 2 meters per second down on the ground level. Look at that wonderful scene. This part of the world, majestic, you know, it's huge, it has such unbelievable opportunities in every direction. The boats out, the beach lovers out, totally oblivious to the fact that here, just a few meters away, is the world's top final in beach volleyball. 12-9, Dalhausser serves. Oh, it's too long again. That's another error. Well, if there is to be an advantage taken by Mr. Rosenthal here and his teammate Jacob Gibb, then, well, they're seeing 1 or 2 errors. Jacob Gibb it is who's going to serve this. Good service too. Rogers, Dalhausser, Rogers at the net again. Rogers again. Do you see how they dropped away? Jacob Gibb just faded back away from the net. He knew that that was coming to him at about 100 kilometers an hour, and he just backed away from the net but couldn't control it. It came too hard and fast. Todd Rogers it is. It's 13-10. 3 points the advantage. Rosenthal, Gibb. Oh, that was powerful. That was a real boomer, that was. A spike of the highest quality. Terrific. Now then, Sean Rosenthal. The receivers, they're ready. The referee's ready. Rosenthal. Rogers. Dalhausser, it's got to go again. Oh, and that's a cracker. You know, they say keep Dalhausser away from the net, and they're doing that quite well. It's a tactic that all the teams use against them, but you know, you've got a very, very fine player here in Todd Rogers, just for a brief moment on screen there, wearing number 1 with the white top. He's very experienced. He's 37, from Solvang in California. Rosenthal comes in again. Oh, so that is as fast as it, well, it's 65 kilometers an hour. That, it looked much quicker, but that really was a boomer. There's no question about that. Wow, such power above the net. This is power volleyball. It is volleyball with dexterity. It's got absolutely everything. He's got it in. Has he? No, it. Oh, that was close. It was only just out as Todd Rogers looks across and says, waves a finger and says, no, 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 no. But I tell you, it was close. Have a look. Wow, it was close. The referees, the linesman having a look, but it was definitely out. So, Rogers, Dalhausser 15, Gibb Rosenthal 12. The team in white, the world number 1, the Olympic champions. Both teams from the United States. Rosenthal, Gibb, a little dink over the top, nice little bump, and the spike to follow from Rogers. 16-12, and we have a side change. Lovely little movement. Look at that. Good little bump off the ball of the hand, and then the execution of the spike. Fine play, fine player. 4 points the advantage to the number 1 seeds. Gibb, Rosenthal, Gibb coming across. Good recovery. Dalhausser sets again. Gibb this time. Oh, good recovery. Dalhausser has it again. Rogers, this is cracking play. Oh yes, in the end, Sean Rosenthal gets the applause of this crowd. That was a great play, great play. Some super stuff here. You can see why these are the best teams in the world. Unbelievable stuff. Too long, too long. The advantage has gone. Just about 80 kilometers an hour, that service. He is a powerful man, Mr. Sean Rosenthal. So, 17-13. 4 points. Maths is good. Dalhausser. Here comes Gibb Rosenthal. Yes, it's in. Faster Dalhausser on the right hand side, and that's another point. 14 points to 17. Gibb will have the service. Well, they've only had 2 career wins. They're looking for another, and it will be against all the odds if they do. Rogers. Oh, yes! You know, if you look at the way in which the teams play, Rogers and Dalhausser, the percentage of times that Rogers is there to make the final thrust on the ball, the final hit on the ball, that's what they're all trying to achieve. At least the percentage of success is better if Rogers is at the net rather than Dalhausser. That's how the statistics go. That was too long, and it's 18 to 15. To get the first set under your belt, great advantage. Rogers. It was a lovely service, dropping very suddenly now, and that was also cross-court spike from Jacob Gibb. Gibb is proving to be pretty useful at the net too. When you talk about 6'9" of Phil Dalhausser, well, you've got a man in excess of 6 feet on the other side as well. Well, both of them are well over 6 feet. Ooh, almost an error. Another time Rogers at the front of the net. Gibb gets it. Is it too far? No, it isn't. It's well played. Rogers, now Dalhausser's at the front. That's why they don't want him there. Wonderful little play. Just tapped the ball over the net. It was almost a dink. It was such a well-calculated shot into the corner. The side change brings about another service. Dalhausser, 19-16, remember, for newcomers to this sport, and we hope there are many of you. It's 21 points the target in first set, and in the second, and 15 in the third. The first set still to be determined, and we've got a timeout, and the timeout one would suspect. I didn't get the indication there, but I would think it's for Gibb and Rosenthal. There, you're just looking at some of that final play. Recovery there by Gibb. Rosenthal moving to the net. Look at the way Dalhausser retreated. He knew that was coming. Rogers with the set. Dalhausser then, little dink over the top. Look at that, right in the corner almost. Lovely play. Yeah, when you talk about pairing, you've got great understanding, then this is it. Terrific understanding. Looking now just alongside the commentary position. And the crowd enjoying this final as I am, and hope you are at home too. It's 3:30 just about in the afternoon here in Shanghai. Temperatures dropped just a little bit. It was 32 degrees earlier on. Humidity this morning was up to 64%. Dropped to half that now. Rosenthal. Gibb. Oh, yes! That was a terrific spike by Jacob Gibb. He really powered the ball down into the sand, leaving a big, big dent. 19-70, or rather 17-19. 2 points adrift then for the team in blue from the United States. Once again, Rogers finds himself the final executioner, and it's out. It's out. It's 18-19, just 1 point the difference. Could we be in for a shock here? Early to say. Number 11 seeds putting the pressure on the world number 1. Rogers, Dalhausser. Oh yeah, good recovery. Gibb. It's too far over, I think. Yeah, I thought it was. Oh, that was a carry anyway. But that was too far over. Unfortunately, the referee just indicating the carry as well. Let's have a look at this. It's Gibb, Dalhausser, rather Rosenthal. Look at that, he almost threw the ball across. Not allowed. Set point then. Set point. So, Rogers, Todd Rogers. Important one, this. Yep. Rogers, Dalhausser, Rogers again with a final hit. Oh, it's out, and that's good enough. That's good enough. Well, first blood then to Rogers and Dalhausser, 21-18. 21-18, the first set to the number one seeds, but it was hard fought. Very hard fought indeed. This is the way it happened. Rogers, Rosenthal, Gibb, and Rosenthal hitting the ball there. Nice recovery by Rogers to the set, and then Rogers the execution of the block by Rosenthal out of court. 21-18 then. Rogers and Dalhausser. Time for thought. Settle down, compose yourself once again. Hope in this heat, if it's your pairing, that you're only going to take another set. And when you look at the beautiful scenery around this truly beach venue here, it really must be, you must be envying us here. That's the sight over the top of the stadium. Look at that. All the beach lilos out there. Suntans being made. But this is where the world-class action is taking place. This FIVB Swatch World Beach Volleyball Tour. It can't be any more successful than this, but it is developing fast with play like this. And that is a wonderful ace all the way in. This team in blue desperately need this second set to take this final to a third. Rosenthal, Rogers, Dalhausser. Oh, wonderful play by Jacob Gibb. Gibb is a real factor, isn't he, in this? 5th in the World Championships, joined his present partner Sean Rosenthal in 2006, 9th in the World Champs in 09. 5th in the Beijing Olympics, this pairing incidentally. So you've got gold medalists versus 5th placers. Another point. 1-2. Rogers to serve. 1 set to nothing up. You know, when you look at the teams, there doesn't appear to be too much difference, but there's something in the psyche of this team in white that just when it matters, they can do it. Lovely little cut across court, which beats the Dalhausser defense. He's walked back just off your shot, having a chat with Rogers now, just sorting out why that happened and why it mustn't happen again. So, Gibb it is. 3-1. Rogers, Dalhausser. Yes, indeed. But we're now looking at, Todd Rogers executing the third hit pretty well every time. It's a very high percentage strike rate for Todd Rogers on the third hit. As Dalhausser, the tactics against them working very well, although they are 1 set down. The team in blue, Jacob Gibb and Sean Rosenthal. Rosenthal it is, lovely little bump set. Attempted spike, and it worked too. Dalhausser found wanting then on that occasion. Just eyes down to the ground, adjusts the glasses, settles down again. There's something about champions. It's something extra. It's not just physicality. There's a psyche which goes with it. Rosenthal, Rogers, Dalhausser, and once again Rogers, a little dink over the top, and that just shows how good he is. They say that Dalhausser is the best all-round player. You could probably say that of Rogers as well. At the age of 37, he's been there, he's done it. And you know, when they came here from Brazil, Brazil was their 18th tour gold medal, in their career. And that is absolutely brilliant. They are so tough to beat. Rosenthal, Gibb. And the point has gone to team in blue. Gibb will serve again. It's 5-3. I wasn't quite sure what happened there, but I think it was a net touch that caused it. So, Rogers, Dalhausser, Rogers. Oh, it's out! It's out! The flag's up in the air. So, Gibb and Rosenthal. The little dot on the screen, obviously you'll work that out by now yourselves, but that is the server, or the serving team. The man to serve is Jacob Gibb. Once again. Oh, no, that was an attempt at a cut. It was halfway between a dink and a cut. He was thinking, shall I go straight? Shall I cut it left? His eye just set on the defending player, couldn't decide, and that indecision, well, you saw the result for yourself. It's 7-3 now. 4 points the advantage to the team one set down. Rogers, Dalhausser, once again the service to Rogers, and there, this time, it worked. That was what he was trying to do last time. Just a cross-court, floating little ball, rotating ball down into the court. Close to the net, a cut so-called. Right, here goes Dalhausser then. 4-7, second set, one set up to the team in white. Ooh, and that's in, it's in, and that's an ace. That was close, I looked very closely at that, but that was an ace. And a big ace too. Such contrast between the service of Phil Dalhausser sometimes when he gets it right. It is so emphatic. Big jump serve, and that's another good attempt too, and it almost came back. Ooh. Good technique by Dalhausser there. Now then, he's got to retreat on this one. Oh, well recovered. Can Rogers get it back? Yes, he can. It's too far, I think. Yes, it was. Too far. Didn't quite get it over the hands, overhead of Phil Dalhausser, but that was a good response from Gibb and Rosenthal. Rosenthal will serve. Let's have another look at that. Great stuff. Look at that. Wonderful. Gibb, Rosenthal, good recovery by Todd Rogers there, but it was too far over the net, and only to the advantage of Jacob Gibb, who executed. Well done to him. It's 8-5 to the team in blue from the USA. Oh, and that's almost, it was hands and chin, that one. That was interesting, wasn't it? A smile on the face of Phil Dalhausser there. It went hand, chin, floor, hat off. It's very hot out there, I have to say. Although it is a little cooler, but it's still very hot. The umbrellas are out in the crowd, protecting the spectators from the searing heat of this sun. So, Sean Rosenthal, server. Very good recovery there. Now Dalhausser at the front of the net for one of the few times that he manages to take the third strike. So it's 6-9. Number one seeds 3 points down, one set up. Best of three sets. 21 the target in this second set again. Very lovely drifting, slowly descending service, and that is a good play by Gibb and Rosenthal. They've got the point. 10-6. Great entertainment this. It really is a real atmosphere in this stadium now, because this is finely balanced. The team who lost the first set, leading the second set. Rogers! Oh, yes, and I tell you what, if you say, well, has he got power? Yes, he has. And that was a perfect demonstration of it. So Dalhausser then, 7-10 down. Rogers, Dalhausser. 7, Gibb Rosenthal, 10. Both teams from America. Gibb. Rosenthal. Oh, look at this. That's. Oh, now then, this is down to a third hit again. Oh, and Rogers is long. Rogers is long. There's a little bit of frustration across the court on the part of the first seeds. They're 4 points down. It's 11-7. Rosenthal's got the service. Now, if only they could just get another couple of points and discourage the number one seeds. Well, who knows? It would be a big, big upset. Oof. A bit of power there from Todd Rogers. We've seen him control the ball. They have the control. They have such skills. They have the understanding. Little dig there is almost a chicken wing out to the side. He just gets control of that. Then the spike. And there's nothing that the opposition could do on that occasion. And it's back to him for service. 8-11. Rosenthal. Gibb. Rosenthal. And that was a block, but out of court. And I can tell you that Gibb and Rosenthal know that they must prevail in this set. They really must. And the 4-point advantage, they would dearly love to extend that. Of course they would. Now then, Jacob Gibb. Very powerful Rogers. That nice little dig. Oh, and that's in as well. That was the most emphatic spike from Todd Rogers. You know, the technical timeout coming here at 9:12. The Rogers-Dalhausser duo will have service when they come back onto court, but it really is proving to be a very, very interesting match, this. Just looking at these two players, you know, when you look around the world of beach volleyball, then this FIVB Swatch World Beach Volleyball Tour has been so successful and continues to be. And I mentioned at the beginning of the day that there were 51 nations competing last year. And you know, this is World Championship year. The event, the World Championships, being held in Rome from the 13th to the 19th of June. And this volleyball circuit will visit 18 sites in 16 countries over the next 8 months. It doesn't get much bigger than that. It doesn't. And my goodness me, we're in for a treat here. It's 9-12. Can the second American team come back and challenge the top seeds? And another service into the net gives another point away. And it's 13-9. This Mikasa ball is taking a very big pounding in this final. Dalhausser, nice high set. Oh, and that's a good block indeed by Gibb once again. Little dink from the big man. That's a great set. Great set. Good recovery too by Rogers. Oh, well recovered indeed by Dalhausser. That was terrific recovery play. Lovely set now for Gibb. A little dink and it's in. Nothing that Rogers could do. That's a lovely play by Jacob Gibb. He just looked across court into the corner, saw the open space. Watch this. What a recovery here. And that's Gibb. That's Rosenthal. Little hit, look at that. Rogers looked to the right, but it was way, way to his right. It's 14-9. Dalhausser. Yeah, that was in, and that was an emphatic spike then by Todd Rogers. Remember, the Spaniards took one set off the number one seeds, but when it mattered, and I do mean when it mattered, those crucial points, they do tend to have the psyche to come out and prevail. So far, that is. Oh yes, it was long. Gibb was setting himself up to receive that and to dig the ball forward, then withdrew his arms as he knew it was going out. And this is 15-10. 5 points is an awful lot to come back from at this stage. Rogers, Dalhausser, and that's gone in, and that was a lovely piece of play. 11 points to Rogers, Dalhausser. Gibb and Rosenthal 15. It's down to 4 points the advantage to Gibb and Rosenthal. One set down though. Rogers and Dalhausser here preparing. Dalhausser the server. So. Yes. Rosenthal from Gibb, and Rosenthal, a big powerful man, and they are looking good, I have to say. That 16th point there for Sean Rosenthal, and we could be seeing the start of looking forward to a third and final set here. Dalhausser, Rogers. Lovely play, beautifully placed, nothing aggressive about that, but 12 to 16, and we have a side change on here, 4 points adrift, one set up. The Olympic champions, former world champions, 9 record tournaments, so a record of 9 tournaments in 2009, went into the Olympics with a 21 match winning streak. These are statistics that are significant in this sport. Rogers, Gibb, Rosenthal. No, I think it's out. It is out. The red flags are up. Just off shot to the right. The line official just raising that flag. 13-16. Now this is an important point indeed for certainly both sides, really. Now then, Gibb. Rosenthal sets it up for Gibb, and it's a big hit. Oh yes, it's in, and Dalhausser gets to the net. An infrequent visitor to the net, Dalhausser. The opponents are playing him well, they're trying to keep him away, but Rogers is being very effective, I must say. Now all of a sudden, Rogers and Dalhausser coming back into this, 14-16, just 2 points down, and if they were to win this point, then it's just one. Look at that, just drop it down. Rosenthal, Gibb. Oh, now that was important. I can tell you how important that was. We have a timeout, and the timeout to Gibb and Rosenthal, and I'm not surprised because the deficit is just 1 point now, and the number 1 seeds have come back into it. It really looks as though they might be being played out in this second set. They might still be, but the evidence so far is that it's game on for the number 1 seeds. Wonderful occasion, wonderful venue, wonderful FIB Swatch World Beach Volleyball Tour event. It's the culmination of a week's activity here. The standard has been as high as ever, if not higher. It goes from strength to strength. Now then, Rogers is to serve. Gibb and Rosenthal will receive, and it's 15-16, and this now is anybody's. It was in favour of Gibb and Rosenthal. All of a sudden, it's all come back to the big 2. Oh, and that's out of court this time off the Dalhausser block, and it isn't. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. It's 17-15. The scoreboard made it all tied just for a moment, and then it changed, and I took a deep breath, and I thought, well, that looked out to me. 17-15. Gibb the server. Just settling back now. Dalhausser nearest to us there. This is Gibb. Oh, it's out. A sigh of relief from Todd Rogers there. They looked at each other, Rogers and Dalhausser, because it was a close one to call that. 16-17. Dalhausser serves. Now then, he's had 2 into the net. He's had a couple of long out of court services. Needs a decent one here just to keep the ball in play at least. What did I say? What did I say? Another net call. Rosenthal will serve. It's now a 2-point advantage, and that all he had to do was to get the ball into play. That's better. Now he's at the net, and he's got to jump up high, and that's the danger he is when he gets up there. He's going to get another chance at a strike. Oh, I say, when you get him there, he is so dangerous, is Phil Dalhausser. Everybody knows it. When you get him into that position with his side change, when you get him into this position, or that position rather, to execute, then, well, it is Todd Rogers of the United States from Solvang, California, to serve. Lovely little service off the ball of the hand. And that was very well played too. Well set up. Executed by Jacob Gibb in the end. 19-17. The challengers really are just a couple of points from the 21 points needed in this second set to get themselves into a final set. Rogers, Dalhausser's going to have a go. Oh, and it's in, it's just in, it's on the line, and wow, what about that? Such power once again when it's needed. When it's needed, they seem to have the mental armory as well as the physicality. So 18-19 then. Dalhausser has the service. Now what can he do this time? His service percentage is low. That's better. Rosenthal, Gibb again. Almost a recovery by Rogers, but that means that it's set point. And it's set point against the world number one duo of Todd Rogers and Phil Dalhausser. Set point to Jacob Gibb and Sean Rosenthal of the United States. An aggressive service. Dalhausser has it. Oh, lovely play once again by Todd Rogers. So cool in that situation. So that's one set point serve. They've got to serve this at 19-20, so it's still set point. So 19-20. Oh, this is Gibb coming in for the kill. Oh, he's made the error. Oh, it's an error, and it's made it 20 all. The chance has gone for the moment, and now it's got to go to 22. Oh, just a moment of indecision from Jacob Gibb, and it's given the number one seeds a chance back in. It's all square at 20 all. Now then, can they get set point again? No, they can't. Oh, I say, what a power block from Phil Dalhausser. Well, when you look at this team, how on earth do you beat them? Because this is now not set point against them, it's match point for them. They are astonishing as a duo. They will not lie down. So it's match point, it's championship point. Rosenthal, Gibb has it. Oh, and they've got it back this time. That was close. A sigh of relief from Jacob Gibb there. It's 21 points all. It's got to go to 23. It's got to be 2 clear points. They've saved the match point at Gibb and Rosenthal. Oh, this is terrific beach volleyball. It really is. So, little nod from the players as you look at the crowd, enthralled by this. Gibb. Now then, Rogers is setting it for Dalhausser's got the big strike, and he hits it hard, and that's it, it's in. He clenches the fist. That's another one, so it's match point again. Match point again. So, 22-21. Match point to Rogers and Dalhausser. Dalhausser to serve, needs to get this in, make them play. Oh, not again! Oh, I say! Wow! If you're supporting Rogers and Dalhausser today, the Dalhausser percentage on service is low. Let's look at that, let's put it like that. Rosenthal. Oh, it's Dalhausser at the net again, and once he gets at the net, he's so difficult to stop. And if they can get him to the net each time, then he will execute, but he really has got to get services in. But it's Rogers that will serve at 23-22. At least there's a chance now that Gibb and Rosenthal will at least have to play. They have the advantage on receipt, but let's see. Little soft service, good service. Rosenthal, Gibb. There it is! There it is! They've absolutely taken it apart. 21-18, 24-22. How on earth do you beat Tom Rogers and Phil Dalhausser? They make the mistakes, but it's 2-0, a final win for them. And it was done when it looked as though they were going to have to go to the full 3 sets. And when you look at Jacob Gibb and Sean Rosenthal, they know how near it was, but near so often is not good enough. There it is, 21-18, 24-22. Ah, what a final. What a second set. It went one way, then the other, and in the end, those with the psyche, those with that real ability to win, that mentality to win, prevailed. The big man, at last. He may have served into the net a few times, but that final execution was good enough to